memories as your time with the Florida Panthers, but just, I don't know if it's any different, certainly not the first time, but just the idea of facing the athletes.
Yeah, it's. I think it's exciting. There's still some aspect to it that obviously some great memories with this club. Ones that I won't forget anytime soon, and I'll probably remember for the rest of my life. But that being said, it's competition, and I know a lot of those guys, but I'm here to compete and I'm here to win. And you saw that in the playoffs last year when we went head to head against them and took them to 7. So. It's a game on our schedule that I'd be lying if I said I didn't have games like these circled. There's always a few that mean a little bit extra, and this is one of them. So we're just coming in here tonight with a big 2 points on the line. We know where we're at in the standings, especially with these guys, and it's so tight in our conference, or in our division. So we're just excited to get going against these guys.
Not cutting any deals.
Not cutting any deals. No, not tonight.
Talked about the standings. How different do these divisional matchups feeling, considering how crazy the East is right now?
Yeah, you said it. It's every game matters, and especially the ones in the division with how tight it is. I think there's only 6 or 7 points that separate first from last or something like that. So every game means something, especially the second half of the year. Obviously, teams are starting to get ready and trying to find that identity before playoffs come. So I think we're kind of, as of late, we've started to get a little bit more and more, and we're playing more complete and more consistent. So that's a good sign for our group.
What's the key to beating this Panthers team? Is playing quite well right now.
Yeah, there's things that I still use to this day that I learned in that system, and I know how they're going to play, and it's going to be tight checking. They're not going to give up a lot off the rush, and that being said, I think we just have to use our speed and trust the system that, when we put pucks behind their D, we got guys that are going to be on the puck and on them, because that's what we expect from them. We're going to go back to get pucks in our end, and they're going to have two guys real close, and they're going to be very well connected. So I think we almost have to play that kind of game, and that's the kind of game we've been trying to play throughout the season. And like I said, I think we've gotten a lot better at it these past few games, few weeks.
This is their first trip to Canada this year. What do you remember about playing down there and the weather switch?
Yeah, you forget when the snow starts falling. There's freezing rain on the road. That once upon a time you were seeing guys driving golf carts to the rink. So it's obviously a bit of a switch, but. They fly all over the place, so I'm sure they've been up to colder spots already too. But it's definitely not a bad gig when you leave the rink in your shorts and a t-shirt.
It probably gets them in a hockey mood, right? To be in a hockey environment.
Yeah, that's it. Especially a team like Toronto, obviously. The size and magnitude of playing for the Leafs and playing in this arena. So there's Leafs fans everywhere, all over the world. So it's definitely a big market.
You've been a teammate of Oliver's for a couple seasons now. What was it like?
I was so proud of him. I don't think this is his first. I believe he's played in one in the past, but it's been a little while for a lot of these guys, and he's earned every opportunity that he's put himself in such a good spot, and he's been such a rock star for us. Not just last year, but this year. And with the injuries on our back end, he's been playing so well, and you can kind of put him in all situations. You kind of see the side of him, the competitor, the grit that I don't think a lot of people expected that in his game. I think he obviously is a skilled guy, but you see him in the corners, and he's not afraid to scrum it up in front of the net and in the corners either. So when I saw the news that morning, I opened my phone. I was just so happy for him, and my wife and I are obviously going back to Florida, good friends of his and his wife, and I was so excited to just give him a big hug and tell him congratulations. So we're going to be it's weird because you obviously want Canada to do well, being a Canadian boy, but there's going to be guys that I'm going to be pulling for, and he's definitely one guy that I'm going to be watching.
When you see it, all the 12 Panthers, just how it used to be that squad, the team is pretty consistent throughout the entire season. What means to you?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, he's a guy that has been there really since day one for me personally, and literally. And I'm his biggest fan, and such a good teammate, such a good pro. He's literally one of the nicest people I think you'll ever meet. That's how he is, and then he's got this little switch that goes off when he plays, and he turns into a complete competitor and a bit of a prick out there if you're playing against him. So he's a good guy to have on your team, and what he's doing this year is unbelievable.
You mentioned day one, so you talked about Arizona, 2 of them intercepted.
Yeah, my first NHL point was on his goal, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, he took me under his wing, myself and Anthony Duclair, when we first got in. We were pretty young, 20 years old, and at the time I looked at him as if he was like a 30-year-old, but he was only a few years older than me, which is crazy now looking back at those ages. And just the role model he was to us, and the rest of the young guys on my team was amazing.
a sense maybe of a calming presence too back there, right? Because he has been through so much, and because of his personality, actually, he stabilizes a lot of his.
Yeah. It's like having like a really good goalie back there. Same thing, right? Like when you have a good defenseman on the ice with you, it's just all of a sudden you just have that trust that he's going to make that play. I mean, you could have two guys barreling in on him on the forecheck, and he still finds a way to hit that little pop play, or gets the net and makes that play, or takes it himself and skates it away and escapes out of everything. So he's an unbelievable hockey player, both sides of the rink, and he's a big part of our group.
This year, what do you guys like most about playing at home?
I think we've just kind of found our way, whether it's at home or on the road lately, so it doesn't really matter. We don't really look too much into that stuff. We're at the point now in the season where we got to win as many games as we possibly can, and it starts with tonight, obviously, at home against the Cup champs, and obviously a big rival of ours, so looking forward to the challenge.
Just the importance of this matchup, goes without saying. I know there's obviously recent history, but also more importantly this year, it's about standings.
Yeah, every game, man, is the situation we're in is going to be just as important as the next one. So we're focused on tonight, but yeah, it's huge.
Didn't congratulate you on being named to the Swedish team, so congrats. How does that feel, and what does it mean to you to play in the Olympics?
Thank you. No, it means a lot to me. Obviously, every time you get the chance to put on that jersey and represent your country, it's a big honor, so super excited about that.
Did you watch your Swedes last night?
I did, yeah.
What did you think?
No, I thought they were playing really good, really well the whole tournament, and yeah, it got a little bit close there at the end, but they played well, and I thought they deserved it.
Oliver, when did you think that maybe the Olympics should be a possibility for you? Or did you have that belief all along? Or I'm too old for this now? Or what were you thinking?
Thanks for reminding me. You said that. No, but I mean, obviously, you guys have reminded me. But I always came into the season wanted to play good for the Leafs and for my teammates here, and kind of that gave me the chance to be on that team. I feel like so I haven't really. You guys think I'm lying when I'm saying it, but I haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I thought, very proud of myself for being named and giving me that chance. And with that being said, I think my teammates and the organization have been helping me out unbelievable to get me to that spot.
How disappointed were you last year not to play in the Four Nations?
Yeah, you're always disappointed. You always want to be on that team and want to help Team Sweden out. But I also know that it's a lot of good players around the league and a lot of good Swedish players. So obviously wanted to come into the season and proven that I can still be on that team and be a effective player.
What would your sorry, Kevin. You can have that one. What would your reaction have been the day you got bought out by Vancouver, which I'm sure was one of the low points in your career? If someone would have pulled you aside and said, "Don't worry, you're going to Milan in 2026," what would your reaction have been in that moment?
Oh, putting me on the spot here. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, throughout a career, you go through tough times. And it's like life. You go through tough times in life too, but I think that's kind of the moments that defines you and kind of, you realize how many good people around you have, and that's why I'm standing here today, because I have the support around me and my family and everybody. But yeah, it's some highs and lows, but that's just life. But that's why you keep fighting, you keep trying to get better every single day, and that's kind of the mindset that I've had throughout the years.
To follow up on Pierre's question, you talked about highs and lows. You went right to Florida after that and win the Stanley Cup. What's your recollection of what that meant for you as a person, as a player, and propelling you forward?
No, obviously I think that helped me a lot to kind of get, you can say the confidence back. I think I'm very thankful for Florida and the guys that I played with there to kind of getting me back to feeling good and to feeling a part of something. So that's something that I'm gonna bring with me for the rest of my life. I think I said that before, but yeah, I think you got to be a little bit lucky in life too. Come to a good spot, and I did that at the right time. Yeah, it's funny how it works.
What were you doing when you got the call? You're going to...
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but I think we just got back from Dallas right before Christmas. That's when I found out. So, yeah.
Okay. What was
So no, it was hard knowing and not be able to talk about it. I felt like, but obviously super happy and called my family and told my family. Yeah, exactly. So it was hard, but obviously fun at the same time. So I was super excited.
What was any memorable family reactions, given that they've been through this journey with you? What was their...
Yeah, I was talking about the support before, but I don't know if they believed in that opportunity. So they were surprised, but obviously super happy for me.
What are your memories of 20 years ago, the last time the Olympics were in Italy, and obviously Sweden's win? Where were you?
Yeah, I mean, I was there 2014, a long time ago, right? And I think it was a great experience, but also kind of a weird one. We were kind of in a bubble, but I think just from that experience, going into this year and this Olympics, I think you can bring that with you. It's a short tournament, and you got to be prepared right away when you land there, and so it's fun, but also experience that I will bring with me and share with the team and make sure that we're ready to go when it's time.
But in 2006, when Sweden won, were you watching as a fan or?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Just at home with?
Yeah, I think I remember watching it with my grandparents actually. So I was on the floor crying, I think.
There's so much hockey being played in a short amount of time, especially this month, and now you're going to play even more hockey in February. How have you noticed that kind of, I guess, grind on your body? Do you think other players are aware of it, and how are you preparing to deal with that in February?
No, I think just going back to the summer, I think every year is different. Every year is a lot of games and kind of a grind, but obviously this year is a little bit different too with the Olympics. So, but I think that goes back to the summer, just preparing and obviously getting older. You kind of have that experience, and you kind of know what to do and what you need to be prepared. And with that being said, I think you got to be a little bit lucky with injuries and stuff like that too. And obviously, we saw that a couple of weeks ago. Could have been a lot worse than what it was. So yeah, but goes into the summer. I think like.
So did you do something in the summer to like maybe different to prepare for this condensed schedule?
I think I've been doing a lot of different stuff over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. That I feel like I'm in a really good spot, just mentally and body-wise, if that makes sense. So I switched it up a little bit. Been working out a little bit different than the previous years. So I think that's kind of like what you learn over the course of the years, and kind of learn how to deal with your body, and you kind of learn what you need as a player and as a person.
Different scenario playing Florida with a playoff spot on the line versus fighting for the division lead. How are you looking at tonight's game?
Yeah, a huge game. Obviously, it's we can actually tie them in points tonight. So move up, keep moving up, and it's always we know Florida very well, obviously, and it's they're playing well. I know they got injuries too, but it's going to be a tough, hard game. We know that, and with that 7-game series last year, and they they play a certain way and they really don't deviate from that. You know, they're going to come at you in all areas of the ice tonight, and there's not going to be a lot of room. You got to be comfortable with that, and got to be patient in our game, and it comes down to compete and work tonight.
Your line with Nicola and the two guys.
Yeah.
Probably not how you draw up a traditional third line, certainly not a Craig Berube third line, but what do you like about
Yeah,
what they're doing?
well, when we put that line together, we're kind of all looking at it and we're wondering, like, what is it? But it's really worked out well so far. I think, with Nick Waugh, he's really strong on the puck down low, and he gets a lot of puck stalled, and Nicky and Cowan are quick, and they're doing a good job of moving in the offensive zone, creating some slot shots and things like that. They're beating their guys off the walls and making these plays to the inside, and I mean, it's really turned out well, and they're transporting the puck up the ice from our zone. Cowboy's a great puck transporter, and he's a young kid yet, so there's a lot of bright future there for him, but he does a good job of that.
Randy Carlo, good for you guys to go today?
Yes.
What boost can he provide on the blue line for you guys?
Yeah, I think, well, he's a stability guy, right? And he and it's his first game back in a long time, so we got to manage his game and his minutes, but he's a guy that eats minutes, gets in the way, block shots, all that type of stuff. He's got a good stick. He's a good defensive defenseman, good around his net, and penalty killer and things like that. So
He's had a tough run in terms of the minuses piling up.
Yeah.
Lately. Is that a question of him, like maybe trying to do too much to make up for some lost bodies, or what do you talk?
Yeah, obviously, you don't want to chase that number. I think you just got to, he had it down pretty low there for a bit, and he's had a tough run, but we have all the confidence in him. I think just, keep it simple, play your game. Don't look at it as much as you can, just go do your job. But for me, my conversation is don't force things. Don't try to chase it. Just make the plays that are there in front of you, defend well, and do your thing, what you do offensively when you get the opportunities. Just keep it simple.
Obviously, it's the same for every team this year with the condensed schedule, the Olympic year, but how different has it been this year to try to implement changes system-wise with so little practice time in a year like this?
Yeah. It is difficult, especially now. I think early on we made some adjustments and got some practice time in, and the adjustments have worked out well. But she's tight now for practice time. We got in one yesterday, but it's going to probably be a bit before we can get back in there and get on the ice and get practices. So looking at it, it's going to be a lot of morning skates and things like that. But I think in morning skates, you have to work on some system stuff. And it's difficult, but you got to try to implement some things, especially what you're struggling at. I think it's important that in the morning skate you get a drill in there that can work on some of those things.